impacts of microplastic in Lake Ontario. A microplastic is any piece of plastic that is 5 millimeters or smaller. The most common types are fragments that have been broken off from bigger pieces, fibers that have fallen off clothes and other plastic blends, and microbeads, which are tiny pieces of polyethylene plastic added to health and beauty products. There are two main ways that plastic can enter Lake Ontario. According to Gil Kranzberg, who is an engineering professor at McMaster, the first is through a plastic bag either being littered or in a landfill that makes its way into a stream that then finds its way into Lake Ontario after being broken down into a microplastic, or in sewage water, as pieces of clothing and textiles fall off while being washed and sent to sewage plants. In the sewage plants, there is no technology that we have that can take the plastic out, so it's sent straight to Lake Ontario. So you may be wondering, how much microplastic is in Lake Ontario? Well, in 2014, samples of Lake Ontario's water were taken, and it was found that there are up to 6.7 million particles of plastic. Kilometer. That's crazy. Do you really want to be swimming in water filled with plastic? And these samples were taken from 2014. It's only gotten worse from there. Also, it's estimated that by 2050, 80% of all pollution in Lake Ontario will be microplastics. These microplastics are affecting the wildlife in and around Lake Ontario, as these pieces of microplastics are mistaken for food by insects and plankton, along with small fish, which can cause abrasions or blockages in the animal's throat, stomach, or intestines, which can lead to starvation. If the organisms that eat these plastics don't die, then when a bigger fish comes along to eat it, it will have the plastic enter their body. Aquatic animals sometimes don't even have to eat the microplastics to have them enter their body, as some are able to absorb it through their skin. Microplastics can leach chemicals into the animal's bloodstream, which may pass the blood-brain barrier that can lead to neurological damage. Studies done on fish that have ingested microplastics have shown sudden growth and altered behavior, such as not running away from predators and eating more microplastic. Now you might be wondering, why should I care? Well, if these bigger fish are ingesting microplastics from eating smaller fish, what do you think happens to us when we eat bigger fish? And if you like seafood in any meal, you should care, because if we keep polluting microplastics, it won't be long until the only fish that are left are super rare. There are a couple ways to help with this problem. First, you can try and buy less plastic, whether that be bringing a reusable water bottle with you instead of buying a plastic one, or bringing your own grocery bag to the store. These are easy ways to help. Other ways to help are to contact your local parliament member and try to get them to lobby a bill to make obtaining plastic bags harder or limit the amount of water bottles sold, to get less single-use plastic thrown out each and every day. You can also try to get the government to commit more resources to cleaning up Lake Ontario to help rid it of microplastics. So go out there and use less single-use plastic, and let's try to save the fish.